Good morning, everyone. It is Excel today. It is August 18th, 2022. Apologize for the show being delayed. It's totally my fault. My plane got in super late the night before, and I was just not, I was nowhere near 100%. Let's just put it that way.
He's not ready to excel today.
Yeah.
Or excel yesterday. He's ready to excel today, not yesterday.
Yes, I'm ready to excel today. I'm ready to excel every day. Just not after a long flight with no coffee. Today's topic is going to be data analysis using Excel. I think we're going to go over the lookups and maybe some slices or something like that, just to go over data analysis with you guys. This is a topic that was selected yesterday. And then, just some quick updates on the channel. Pretty straightforward. I mean, we did drop the Excel VBA videos as we had talked about quite a bit. So there's 5 new Excel VBA videos. These videos were originally supposed to run earlier in the year, but the master audio was really, really messed up. So we had to get them re-recorded, and we got them edited and everything like that. So now they're up on the page, and you also will see that we have a new video type, which is the full course. Going forward, we will release the videos in one giant video if that's what you want. The chaptering doesn't work so well on that, just FYI. So it's not going to be as easy to navigate, but hopefully the auto chaptering on YouTube works a little better, but that's where those are at. But you'll start seeing those pop up more and more and more. Again, the chaptering's not the best on it, and we're kind of trying to work on a solution for the chaptering on those. But that's as far as the updates. Other than that, we kind of have a set schedule for the next couple months. Again, I don't like to give out the schedule way in advance because we do move stuff around a lot. And then the last thing is look out for anyone that's a part of our Learnit Anytime. And again, Learnit Anytime is our ad-free version of all our videos and stuff like that. You guys will be getting a special exclusive bonus content, and that's going to be our professional development videos, things like time management, business writing, how to write better emails, stuff of that nature. Those will be part of the video at learnitanytime.com, our Anytime service. And then we are adding exams there as well. That's something I've said numerous times, but those will be added to Anytime as well coming up. So big updates for our Anytime members. Well, that's it for the updates, Joe. I know I always say, I only have a couple updates, and then I ramble on for forever.
That's awesome that we're doing some pro dev stuff over there. So
yeah.
All those courses, because you know me, I'm all end user applications and some of those soft skills that were really, really beneficial, especially business writing. One of my favorite courses I took. But with that said, let's jump straight into some data analysis.
Yeah, let's jump in. And you guys, I dropped the exercise files in the chat already. I'll drop it again one more time for you. Oh, yeah. And then my coffee mug made a quick cameo, but just this is my real life coffee mug. This isn't like one I got for the show or anything like that. This is
that's awesome.
Bees. And obviously bees don't drink coffee. So
yeah. I'm the bee again because I guess by popular demand, everyone likes the bee.
Yeah, everyone likes the bee. I'm not going to put the poll up again. I think it's just going to keep winning. So this is going to be the last show we have Joe as the bee. Unless you guys, if you want me to be, you got to put in the chat to stay the bee. Let's just say good morning to everyone while you're getting your screen set real quick. Khadija, Ananda, that one I cannot. K-Gas. Good morning. Yeah, I love coffee too. I can tell you, I live on it. So, your screen all set, Joe?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put it on the screen here. All right, let you take it away.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so really excited about data analysis. It's one of the top things that everyone talks about in the business world, the corporate world. Analyzing data, right? Because when we analyze data, we're able to then, of course, find solutions to problems, or find problems that we didn't even know existed. So with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to data analysis, open up my file, and the first thing we're going to talk about is actually dealing with the data. So right here, you'll notice that I have this Circa company payroll information data. Nothing too crazy here, just a numbering system, which I always recommend with data sets. I also really have some simplistic information like first name, last name, employee number, division, what department they work on, and so forth. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually pull more data. And the reason why is because what we have here is a great data set, but we also have more data inside of this data. It's known as metadata, information from information. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to data mine, which means we're going to pull more of that information from the data that already exists, because it could be important information. Like, for instance, my boss comes up and says to me, you know, Joe, this is great that we have the date of hire, but we want to do some analysis on how many people we hire per year. Is there any way that we can create a year of hire? And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea, because once again, that's something that we want to analyze. How many employees have we hired per year, not just the date? So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new column here. I'm going to call it year of hire. And of course, I want it to look the same as the rest of these headers. So I'm just going to click on one of the headers, go up to the Home tab, and click on the Format Painter, which will copy the look of one to another. So I'm going to copy the look and apply it to here. And look at that. It looks beautiful. Okay. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out the year by using a function called the year function. So I'm going to do equals year, press tab on my keyboard to open up the parentheses. And I'm going to just simply select the date of hire that I want to pull a year from, which is this first one. And when I press enter, I now have 1986. Perfect. Now, of course, I'm not going to want to have to do that for all of them, so I'm going to use my friend Autofill here. And you'll notice if you hover over your white cross-haired cursor over that little square in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll then get the autofill handle, which will turn into a black cross-haired cursor. Now, if you have data to the left or the right, you could just simply do a double click instead of clicking and dragging. If you do a quick double click, it fills it in all the way down for the rest of your data set, which is perfect. And now I can do a quick analysis of how many people I have, whether I want to create a chart to visualize it, or just do some sort of sum if, or do some sort of subtotaling. I can now do that. Now, what else can we pull from here? Well, maybe we can pull something that's not as, I would say, out in the open as the year of hire. Of course, that was an easy one because I see the year of hire here. I just wanted to pull the year of hire. But what happens if I want to pull something like, well, full-time versus part-time staff? Well, in that case, which column would I even use for that? Well, what really determines a full-time staff versus a part-time staff is the hours they work. And we do have that information right here. So we already have the information about the hours. Now we're going to get more information from this information that already exists, which is the hours. So I'm going to say, okay, I see here, I have the hours, and we'll make a fake example. In my company, anything that's more than 36 hours is considered full-time. Anything less than 36 hours is considered part-time. So what I'll do is I'll create a little full-time part-time. I'm not going to write full-time part-time. I'm just going to write FT/PT. And now what I'm going to do is copy the look of this. Once again, I'll use my format painter and copy it to this. So I get that nice little line. Now for this one, we are going to do another function. It's called the if function. We've done this a couple times on the show, but if you're new here, welcome, and let me explain it. The if function, what it simply does is this. It says if something happens, right? So if 3, we'll say, is greater than 2, if that's true, right? If true, then write yay. If it's not true, if it's false, then write something else. So I would write, if it's false, boo, right? So now it's going to check for that throughout all of the different things. And it's going to say, if it's true, say yay. If it's false, say boo. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to say, okay, if we're going to do equals if, press tab on our keyboards to open up that parentheses. And it's going to ask us for three things. What is the logical test, which means what are you trying to ask Excel? What is the question you're asking? And if the question is answered true, what do you want us to write? If the question is answered false, what do you want us to write? So we're just simply asking, is this number right here in I5 greater than or equal to 36? Because if it is greater than or equal to 36, if that's true, then we're going to write FT for full time. And of course, we have to put it in a string of text, which means put it in quotes so that you're able to actually understand English, right? Excel doesn't understand English. It's a computer system or a computer application. So now we're putting it in quotes. We're saying, okay, if that number 35.5 is greater than or equal to 36, write FT. If it's not true, then just write PT. And then we'll close the parentheses. When we press enter, it tells us it's PT because, of course, 35.5 is not greater than or equal to 36. Now, I don't want to have to do that all over again, so I'll use my fun little autofill, double click, and look how awesome this is. We now have a complete analysis of whether it is part-time or full-time. And you'll see here that we have part-time here, part-time. The minute we reach 42 hours, full-time, full-time, full-time. So now we can compare that. So that is data mining, which is really amazing. There's always more data out of data that already exists. Okay. So what else can we do? Well, let's go over and let's say that we want more data that we don't even know exists. Like, for instance, there's hidden data here in the date of hire. See, if you look over here in the date of hire, let's say I want to see how often do I hire someone on Mondays versus Thursdays. Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out, what is December 24th? Is it a Monday? Is it a Tuesday, a Wednesday? Who knows? So we're actually going to use a really cool function that will allow us to pull the day of the week. Now, to do this, the first thing we're going to do is put in day of hire. And I'm going to just do that same old thing where I copy the look. There we go. Now for this one, this is going to actually be what's known as the text function. And the text function, what it does is this. It allows you to pull in the day or the month of a date. Because and this is different for everyone, in the American format, it goes month, day, year. Even if we're not in the American format, even if we're in, let's say, the United Kingdom format, it goes day, month, year. So even though they're different formats, they still use the same code for it. D for day, M for month. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to pull the day out. If I use 1D, let's use this one as an example, July 5th. If we use 1D here, what it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, that's the 5th day. Right? July 5th. If we do 2 Ds here, say, okay, it's 05. If we do, let's say, 3 Ds, it's going to say, okay, we'll pretend it's a Monday. I don't know what it is, abbreviated. And if we did 4 Ds, it's going to say, okay, Joe, you want the full name of the day, which is awesome. Same thing for month. If you put 1M, it would be for July, it would be a 7. For 2M, 07. For 3Ms, it would be abbreviated July. And for 4Ms, it would be July fully, non-abbreviated. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the text equals text, select the value, which is the date of hire, put our comma, and it's going to ask us what we want. Now, you do have to put it in quotes still. So if I put it in 1D, watch what happens. It gives me 24 because it's pulling the 24 from the 24. if I put in, let's say I go back to my formula bar and I put in 2Ds, it gives me 24 still because it's 2 digits. If I go back to my formula and I put in 3 though, watch how cool this is, ready? It gives me Wednesday abbreviated. If I want the full day, I'm going to just simply put in 4Ds. Now I can go, now I have that data. Look how amazing that is. And that was hidden data. Who knew that the days of the weeks were in there, right? But they are in there. So data mining to the max. I love it. More information, pulling more information. So let's go on to the next worksheet here where I talk about data mining made easy. Now, sometimes when we're analyzing data, we need it to look a certain way. And what happens if I told you all right now, hey, I want you to take the last name, put a comma, and put the first initial, which is C. And I want you to do it for all of them. You're probably going to be a little upset. You're going to say, wow, why are you making me do this? It's going to take me forever. Well, not with Excel. Excel actually has an amazing feature called Flash Fill. Now, we have featured this on this channel before, but I do want to share it with you for anyone that's new or just joining. See, Flash Fill, what it does is it follows a pattern, but you have to set the pattern first. So I'm going to type in last name, Olson, put a comma, space, first initial is C, and I'm going to press enter. Now I can go over to the data tab, and inside of the data tab, over to the data tools command group, there's something called Flash Fill. And you'll see it kind of looks like Harry Potter's lightning bolt for all my Harry Potter fans out there. Now I'm going to click on that, or you can use Control E. There is a keyboard shortcut, as you can see there. And when I click on it, watch what happens. Ready? Magic. Just like Harry Potter. See? So it does everything for you as long as you give it an example. And I could have done that differently too. I could have done the full name. Maybe I have to combine them together. Don't use concatenation anymore. That's old. Just go Kara Olson. Press enter. Control E. Boom. I'm done. Not only can I do it this way, but I can also pull data apart this way. For instance, I have the city and the state. I want the city. Now, I know most of you probably know text to columns, and you've probably used this before. It is an amazing feature, don't get me wrong, especially for CSV files, comma separated value files. But what I really like is that I can just use Flash Fill to pull things. What's the city? Boulder. Press enter. Control E. I'm done. Look at this. State. Colorado. CO. Press enter. Control E. I'm done. How awesome is that? It saves us so much time. I could even pull the zip code if I wanted to. Pretty amazing. So this is just data mining made easy when you want to pull more information, maybe split or combine columns. So yeah, this is great. Okay, we're not done yet. Let me show you one more example of a great way to data mine or analyze data. Let's say, for instance, your data is not as neat as these past two ones. Like the dealing with data here, this was all one put together. That was nice. Or the data mining, this was all one piece of data. But what happens if you have multiple data sets you have to analyze? Let's say, for instance, that you need to analyze this data here. Now, it's split into 3 different pieces. We have this data right here that has the products, what we're selling, and what the price is. We then also have a secondary where it shows us who's the sales rep and what region they sell in. And then we have this facts table. This is the actual report where it tells us the date the salesperson sold, who the salesperson was, what they sold, if they gave a discount, and how many units they sold. Well, you know what would be really amazing? If we can get more information on this table here. For instance, okay, they sold 2 units, but how much did they make total? Well, I don't know. Let's see how much doublers are. Doublers are $79.95. Okay, 7995. Then I have to do equals this multiplied by this. Okay, they made 159. That would take me forever if I had to do that for all of them. I don't have to. I can actually use some data mining techniques. So let me show you. The first thing I want to do is pull the price here because I want to know how much did Christy sell for? What is the price of doublers? What is that? Well, I don't want to have to look over here and type it in every single time because look at this. This is a long list of data. That would take me forever. So instead, right, and I mean that's a long list. Watch how far it goes. We're talking about 10,000 items sold. So instead of doing that, which would take us weeks to do, we can do it within seconds. And I'm just going to type in price over here. And the hard part about this is that how do we get it so that anytime it says doublers, it will write $79.95? We could do an if function, but then we have to do an if it's doublers, write $79.95. If it's sunshine, write this. If it's, that would take forever. I'm actually going to show you one of the newer functions for a lookup function. I know some of you probably have used VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP or index and match in the past. I'm going to show you XLOOKUP. It's a newer function and it's easier to use, and it actually replaces VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So the first thing I'm going to do is equals XLOOKUP, and I'm going to press tab on my keyboard. Now I will go to the FX and click on it over here next to my formula bar. This will bring up the function arguments box. I also think of it as the help box because then we don't have to worry about commas and all that other stuff. So I click on it. And the three things, I know there's a lot of different things you could fill out here, but we only need to fill out the three bolded things. What are we looking up? Where are we looking for it? And what do we want to return once we find it? Okay. So let's take a look. What are we looking for? Well, we're actually looking for this product, doublers. Where are we looking for it? Well, we're looking for it in this list of products right here. And what do we want to return? Well, we actually want to return the price because that's what we're looking for, the price here. So I'll just select the prices. That's all you need. Three things and you're done. Magic. Ready? Let's actually do it together. What are we looking for? Doublers. I2. Where are we looking for it? From A2 to A13. Because that's where all of the products are. What do we want to return? The prices from B2 to B13. And when I press OK, how cool is that? And now what we can do is we can do a double click. But what happened? Uh-oh. Does anyone know what happened? Well, yeah. We've talked about this so many times before. We have to absolute reference these cells here. And you can use the F4 on your keyboard, just like that. And that's it. Press enter. And now what I can do is double click. And yes, it's that easy. So, once again, all you have to do is this. Equals XLOOKUP. Press the FX. What are we looking for? Doublers. Where are we looking for it? In this list right here. What do we want? We want the prices right here. Make sure to put the dollar signs in. Okay. Make sure the dollar signs are in. So we lock these two so they don't move. Press OK. And autofill. And you're done. Now what we can do is we can create this subtotal. We can do equals the units multiplied by the price. Look how amazing that is. Now all you would have to do is just select all of this, turn it into a currency so it looks like an actual numeric currency. And look how amazing this is. We now have more information. XLOOKUP is so amazing. It's one of my favorites. You don't even have to worry about VLOOKUP. There's no limitations and things like that. The last thing I might do here, just because I'm crazy like that, is I'm going to select all of this and just make sure that I have borders so it all looks good. And now we have awesome prices. And we can do that again. I can pull more if we wanted to. We can, let's say, for instance, regions. We want the regions too. Like, where is Christy Olson selling? Where is she selling? Okay, Christy Olson, the West. Do I really want to have to write West here and then fill all of that out? No. So I'm going to type in region. Once again, I'm going to do equals XLOOKUP. I'll use the FX just for help. What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for Christy's name, H2. Where am I looking for her name? In this list of sales reps' names. What do I want to return? Whatever region they're in. So I'm going to select all the regions. Make sure to absolute cell reference, put your $signs in so it doesn't move. And press OK. And it tells me that Christy's from the West. And then I just use autofill. And now I have them all. Pretty amazing. The last thing I'll do is, once again, I'll just select everything, put in my borders, just so it looks like it's part of the table. And now I have this awesome table that I can analyze. I can even take it a step further if I wanted to see how much they sold or how much the price was with the discount, things like that. But with that said, I hope you really enjoyed that. I think that's time almost, yeah. So I'm going to leave it open for some questions.
Yeah, that was great, Joe. As always, I wish I watched this before. I work with large data sets all the time, just keeping our videos organized and everything like that. And we always have to organize, all the costs and everything like that associated with everything like that. And, I'm definitely going to take XLOOKUP and start using that quite a bit. Yeah, that was great. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just drop them in the chat there. We have a couple minutes, so we might be able to answer some simple questions, nothing too crazy. But yeah, and then as always, guys, if you like the show, please like, subscribe, comment. It really does help us out a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and hide your screen there, Joe, as nothing's on there anymore. And then so if you have any questions, let's see if anything pops up. If not, I can talk forever, guys. Everyone at work knows that I can talk forever. Whenever I meet new people at work, they've already been warned that I talk forever. But let's see if any questions pull through. Doesn't look like there's going to be any questions coming through. Joe, what were you thinking for a topic next week? I have a guest in mind, but they haven't confirmed yet, so I'm hoping that I can have them confirm. I'll keep it oh, let's see. Here we go. Here's one. Flash fill.
No. Flash fill is not dynamic, unfortunately. So if something does change, you would just have to redo the flash fill to update it. Great question. Yeah, I wish. I don't. Maybe in the future they might make it dynamic, but not right now. So, for instance, if that name changed, right? So if someone got married, you would have to just manually.
Well, luckily it's very easy to do flash fill, so we'll just to do it very quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not unfortunately. Yeah,
something coming on my side of the coast.
I will be there in September. Actually, I will be there for the YouTube EduCon conference. I'll be in New York City, September 7th, 8th, and 9th. Yeah, so I'll be out there again for YouTube's EduCon conference. If you guys don't know, that's where all of us edutainment or education channels, all us education creators will be in New York City, just covering all the latest trends, and hopefully we'll be able to network a few other channels and maybe have some other guests here on the show as well. I'm really hoping for that. Should be a great time and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to a lot. And yeah, that's going to be great.
We're going to get dinner together, and I was thinking we should take a picture so that next time we do the show, we could just post it in the middle.
Sure thing. Just have it background, man. I'll go green screen and have a big giant picture.
Just us with big steak or something.
Yeah. We should let the viewers decide where we eat.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, where should we eat in New York City?
Yeah, I'll put that up as a poll question. All right. Well, we are coming up on time here. There doesn't seem to be too many more questions. But yeah, as always, guys, you are free to ask questions in the chat. and we will try to answer them if there's time given or anything like that. So always feel free to ask questions, even when Joe's doing his instruction and stuff like that. We do get to them as often as we can. And if you have any burning questions that are, like much more complicated, like you have a spreadsheet and, you just can't figure out, why this column isn't working or why this one value isn't going through, you can always go to Offsite. Offsite is our online community. We have instructors like Joe, Foz, and Mo going through there and answering all the questions that you guys may have. So you can go to Offsite, that's offsite by learnit.com, and join there, and you can ask your questions. You can attach your worksheet if you wish, and the instructors will answer whatever question you have there. I mean, as long as they're not creating a whole spreadsheet for you and stuff like that, we'll answer. We've had a few of those before where someone's like, I need a whole spreadsheet, and it's not free consultation, guys, it's just free help. So hi Zig, great to see you. Well, if that's time, man, so we're a little bit over. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will try to figure out a time for next week. I can't be Monday, that's all I know, because I won't be here. So it won't be Monday next week, but any day next week we'll choose a date and get going there. And then Joe, unfortunately, this is the last B episode. I didn't put the poll up there, like I said, so you guys can say goodbye to Joe the Bee. The human next week. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Again, Excel Power User, I think, is premiering this Friday. That's going to be a good one. And then we also have this is actually a really great offsite event, guys. It's something that we don't normally have, but it's a financial controlling your finance in hard times. So if we're in the U.S., we're kind of going through a small, I don't know, I want to call it a recession, but it's economic hardship or turmoil. The data says one thing and the headlines say another thing, so we don't know what to think. But supposedly it's hard right now, so we are going to help you guys with that. We have a very special guest, Kevin Christensen. We have a spreadsheet up there and everything like that he's going to help you guys out, help with your finances and everything like that. So that's going to be on Friday as well. But yeah, with that said, we will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.